What's up, guys? Welcome back to Give a Shift. This week we're doing some pretty cool things. So, first review to the channel. That's right, dude. You got the first review.
Oh, I feel so honored.
I know. So today, as you can possibly hear with this beautiful sound, we are in a
2007 Acura TL Type S.
Yes, that is what we are in. This thing sounds absolutely freaking amazing. We are on a beautiful mountain road here in Colorado. It is a beautiful day, about 50 degrees, 50, 60 degrees. It is amazing. We do not have roads like this in Wisconsin. Man, this is a treat for me. You don't even know. Oh my god, just listen to that. Just listen to that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, couple little things about the car. It is a V6 VTEC, so this thing pulls pretty nicely. Very smooth, very linear. It is an automatic. Bikers. It is an automatic, but the automatic actually suits the car pretty well. I'd love to drive a stick one as well, but I mean, for being a 2007, you said?
Yeah, 2007.
So I mean, for being a 10-year-old car, this thing still blips the downshifts pretty well. I mean, it's no DSG or even like a ZF, but like for being 10 years old, dude, this thing's mega. I mean, it does a pretty good job, and we've caught people. But yeah, the steering rack is pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a sedan. I've always really liked these, especially like cars kind of related to this, like the Altima SER, the Mazda Speed 6, things like that.
I don't know if you consider a G37, but
yeah, I mean, it's still a sedan. I mean, that's
about sedan.
Yeah, with a nice little beefy V6.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
This thing, I just can't get over. Oh my goodness, that guy is hauling. I can't get over how good this thing freaking sounds, guys.
We got a bright red 2015 Focus ST in front of us we're using as a chase car. Little red blip.
Oh my goodness, this thing sounds amazing. So what's done in this car, Michael? Oh yeah, this is Michael, by the way. I didn't say it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're all excited about the car.
Yes.
It's simple. All it has is a straight pipe from the catalytic converter, and then it has lowering springs. It's teen yellows, and it's lowered by about an inch and a half on stocks.
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, the height is really good. It's not too low,
Comes
but it's
with
also,
wheel gap.
yeah, I mean, there's not too much wheel gap on it. This thing is freaking awesome. I absolutely love this thing. It sounds, I just can't get over the sound. Just can't. All right, we're gonna take a pause real quick, or we're gonna look at some cool sights, and then we'll be back in a second. All right, we're back here at a small pee break. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I just can't even get over that. Biker.
I think it's really technical up in here to just be forewarned.
Oh, I love how it blips the downshifts. I mean, like I said, I mean, it is a 10-year-old car, but like, it still blips the downshifts super well. You do get a little bit of that little thud, but like, it's not terrible.
No, and the reason I like this car is because this is it seemed like an age where Acura really cared about every car they made. It was like sport oriented. You had the RSX at this time. The TSX was one of the best sporty small sedans. You had the TL, which was already a great car. Then you had the Type S, which just amplified it. At the time, it's the last like generation of cars that Acura really like truly put a performance mentality into their vehicles. Like every single one of the Acuras in 2007, 8, 6, 5, they all had kind of a spotty feel to them, which differentiated them from Honda.
Yep.
And now you really don't have that. Now you have a watered down brand of, it's really hard to pick an Acura over Honda because why would you?
Yeah.
There's not much motivation.
This was in like Acura's golden age. Like,
it was. I consider mid-2000s the Acura's golden age by far, even from the 90s.
Yeah.
Acura has made some of the best looking Japanese family sedans and some of the best sporting. You know, you got the RSX and the Integra. Just good stuff for a good solid decade, and then all of a sudden, probably around the fourth gen coming out in 2009, replacing the third generation, which is what we're in, it started getting a little disappointing. And then it just was kind of downhill from there. And then the Beak era.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the Beak.
No. Yeah, this really was an Acura's golden age. I mean, this thing performs absolutely great. What is this thing making? How many horsepower?
To the crank, these made 286.
Okay, wow, really?
Yeah, to the crank 286, and then torque was about 270. But being the fact we're up in Colorado, Denver, Colorado,
yeah,
altitude, I'm guessing to the wheels are making maybe 230.
Yeah.
As a disclaimer, I do want to say this car has 188,000 miles on it.
Yeah, it's still so smooth. The transmission shifts like not really any slip at all. I mean, still really, really nice and tight. Whoa, okay. Decide what you're doing here, people. And honestly, besides that front bumper, you really wouldn't notice. I mean, you wouldn't know it has 188,318 miles, honestly. It is really, really clean, and, which is a very nice thing about Colorado. They don't use like salt or anything like that out on their roads, so there's, I mean, rust really isn't that much of a deal.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, they're not in the Rust Belt like we are out in Wisconsin and Illinois and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, that is a huge plus for being out here.
Absolutely.
And of course, these amazing roads. And, oh my god, dude, what are people doing?
The downside of Denver, Colorado currently is we have a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man, things sound so good. Anyway, the steering is still pretty accurate. I mean, it is still a sedan at the end of the day, but like, it's no like Focus ST like we're seeing right now or anything like that. But for a sedan, for a sporty sedan, it is actually really, really good. It's pretty nice and direct. I mean, the seats are nice. They hold you in place decently well. Yeah, I mean, it's a really solid car overall, you know?
Yeah, it's a good all-rounder. I bought it to commute, but it's still a fun car to kind of romp on and get up in the mountains.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a great daily. I mean, especially if you drive in rush hour a lot and things
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
I mean, you don't necessarily want a manual because that would just get really old, really annoying.
Well, between the third gear sequence issues and the manuals and just rolling through gears constantly in traffic back when I was commuting, I just figured, you know, best of both worlds. And it's something a little bit different considering, you know, the amount of what, you know, the community has so many G37s and,
Yeah.
you know, everything like that.
Yeah, it's something different, like you said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great daily, but it's also good, like, hey, you want to come have some fun up in the mountains and things, hit some curvy roads, definitely do it. I mean, throw an exhaust on it like you can hear. Oh, yes, traffic has moved. I don't know this road, so I'm not
It's
gonna,
okay. You can
not
check
gonna
the
fly.
GPS if you need to get, like, a bearing.
Oh, my gosh.
How's it handling with the all seasons then?
Not bad. I mean, and some of those, there's a couple hairpins that it kind of pushes a little bit, but I mean, it's a big, heavy car.
Right, this car's not light. I want to say it's high fuzz for 4,000 pounds for weight. Could be wrong, but it seems to me, last time I checked it, it's like 4,600. It's not a light car.
Wow. I mean, at the end of the day, like I keep saying, it is still a sedan.
Right.
But I mean, come on. God, this thing sounds so good. It is.
It's like the one Honda motor, the J series. This is a J35 in it. The base has a J32 in it. It actually has, you actually experience torque, which is pretty rare on a Honda.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. It kind of sounds like, I don't want to say VQ, but it sounds like it's a familiar sound.
A little bit, yeah. It sounds, yeah, definitely. I definitely feel
It's
that.
a familiar sound. And,
a little bit of like Genesis Coupe in there.
Yep, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
It's throatier than you'd expect from a Honda motor, even though it's a V6.
But it'll still scream at the top if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Especially with this exhaust.
Yeah, this exhaust is custom. It's seriously just like basically straight pipe from the cat. It's a little drony, but I haven't really had any significant issues with it. I am taking it down to Texas here soon, so we'll see if I can manage to get down there without whipping my hair out. So, and unfortunately, the automatics being only a 5-speed on the highway when at 70, it's droning quite a bit.
I mean, it is also, like we were talking about, V6 probs. I mean, V6s like to drone.
They do.
So it is a little hard to find exhausts that don't drone at speed. But
exactly.
I mean, it sounds so good. It also kind of has a little bit of like a VR, a little bit of VR in there too.
I can see it. It really depends on where you're in at the web range.
Yeah.
The higher you get, the more Honda it sounds. But if you stay at the bottom and when you're creeping up.
Yeah, in the mid range, it's like you can hear a lot of different engines in there.
Yeah, you can, and it's like I said, it's a good conversation piece because when people hear it, they don't really know what it is, and I'm a little biased because it's my car. But being a 10-year-old car, if you guys want to look it up, this is by far probably one of the best looking Japanese sedans that has ever come out. It's held its age very well, and it's still a looker.
Yeah.
In 2017, I think personally, there's people that will probably disagree with me, but came to Acura getting the design language down. But no, this is by far my second favorite car. I don't really miss the TSX, even though it was fun to throw around every so often. And then obviously the Integra was an absolute blast, and I'd love to get another one day. But
those things are awesome. They're
are,
so much fun.
They are very underrated cars. But yeah, man, I'm really happy with this car. And I'd recommend it to anybody that commutes a lot but wants something a little sporty and something different. I mean, you really can't go wrong with, like you said, G37. If you want boost, get a Mazda. This car's not fast. It's quick, but
I mean, it's at the end of the day, I mean, it's not a turbo motor, so it's not going to give you that mid-range shove. But like, if you like that NAs where you can just rev to the sky, I mean, VTEC.
Right. No, you can feel the VTEC kicking on these motors, and it's quite a bit of fun. But
I mean, and being an Acura, you have that Honda reliability. So I mean, they are pretty bulletproof. Or you were telling me you only have one issue with this car that ever left you stranded.
When I first bought it, probably the first month I owned it, I left it on the street one day. Came out the next morning. It was power, but it wouldn't crank. It sat for about a week and a half. I replaced the starter on the alternator. Finally, one of my mechanic, I ended up giving in. I had to. He found the cable between the battery and the starter was corroded from the inside, so we had to replace that. But besides that, it's been bulletproof. I haven't had any issues. It's not leaking, nothing like that. It doesn't burn oil, at least not a significant amount that anyone would notice. I do oil changes every few thousand miles with Mobile One filter. I did a transmission fluid flush on her when I first got her, and she was shifting a little rough, but she hasn't had any issues since. And I know everybody's afraid of Honda transmissions, but seriously, after 2006, Acura got automatic transmissions right, especially with the TL.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven a couple other TLs. I think it was in 04 I might have driven.
First year of these?
Yeah, and you did feel a little bit of slip. It had some miles on it. I want to say it was close to 100,000. But like with this, nothing. Not even like nothing at all. So, which is actually, that is one thing I did notice about this car right away, is that, I mean, the gear shifts is like just butter. They're crispy, they're good. And I mean, like we've already said, the downshifts are amazing. And the upshifts are actually really good. And this car, like with these open sweepers right here, it really likes that. It's not a huge fan of like the tight things, you know? I mean, it is kind of heavy, but like these open sweepers or just nice S's and things, it's really good. It handles really, really nicely.
Yeah, it isn't wallow as much as you'd expect.
No.
I would say it still needs some work. Recently, thanks to Denver, I punctured my strut towers with my struts because the potholes out here are craters. So I have to get that taken care of if anybody would like to help me weld. But all in all, after everything this car's been through, just with the roads in general and being romped on, it's been romped on since I got it, 100,000 miles or so. It's at 188 now. I got it last March. Goes to show how much commuting I do. Yeah. The previous owner was all highway miles, so she had quite a change of pace coming from highway miles to being romped on quite a bit, but she's done good, and like you said, Honda reliability.
Yeah, I mean, Honda's looks to be beat on. They'll reward you for it, and I mean, they're bulletproof, you know?
Right.
They're not break that much.
Thankfully, this thing also surprisingly does pretty decent on gas. Everybody says these things get 17, 18. I've been steadily over the last year getting probably about 22 city. Like combined, maybe 22.
That's 23. Not bad.
No,
especially like my friend Nate. You guys know Nate. He has a Mazda 6 with the V6, and he probably gets somewhere around, I want to say like 18, 19, maybe 20, kind of in that range. So that's actually not bad at all.
No, I was certainly impressed when I bought it. I was expecting that it requires 91. The previous owner put 87 in it.
Oh dear.
So it's been throwing some codes, giving me some attitude with. But I'm trying to treat it right, putting the 91 in it. Yeah. It's expensive, but like I said, I'll fill it up for like 35, 40 bucks. Yeah. And I can run it for a week and a half, just commuting to work and a little bit of weekend play, and no issues. And I'll fill it up once a week, maybe every once a week and a half. So
yeah.
That was a nice surprise because I've owned some cars that were absolute trash. The Jag, 17.
Dang,
Nothing
really?
I could do to get above 17, man. And it was a smaller, lighter car than this was. It just goes to show how terribly engineered those vehicles were.
But yeah, overall, really solid car, real nice. I mean, if you have kids or something like that, I mean, still TL, has plenty of room in the back. Big trunk, good space up here, seats are nice and comfy. Would not hesitate at all to take this thing on a 15-hour road trip, you know?
Yeah, I've driven it straight through 16 hours, didn't have any issues.
Still comfortable and everything?
Still comfortable, yeah. Back end, it's not hurting. The seats are pretty good as long as you make them, make them to your preference. But yeah, no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, this thing's a fantastic car. Good option for you guys if you're looking for like a quick daily, but something you can daily, something you can still throw around if you want to. I mean, it's an Acura, so I mean, it still has some good aftermarket parts out there for it, but it's also still very good with reliability and things. So really, it's a good choice if you're looking for something like that. There's not a whole lot of these laying around anymore, but if you can find them, definitely pick one up. They hold their value pretty well, don't they?
I bought this with low 100,000 miles for about 10 grand.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you'll be looking at around 100,000 for a manual 6-speed for probably about 13 or 14.
Yeah, those are a little bit more rare.
Yeah, they hold their value pretty well. They only made them for 2 years, 07, 08, so they made a lot of them, but it's still, again, only 2 years. So, but all in all, like, you can find them pretty often, and you can get a good deal on them if you're thrifty. And
yeah,
thankfully, I got a good deal on it just because the owner saw the way my eyes lit up when I saw it. Having wanted one of these for a while.
Yeah.
Being a little bit of an Acura fanboy.
Yeah.
So my only regret now that I'm not commuting is not getting a manual, but hopefully that'll be next. So we'll see what happens there. But
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for letting me get a little going.
Absolutely.
It was really fun. I never driven one of these before, so I was super psyched to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, sounds absolutely amazing as always. You guys have obviously heard it many times. Yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe for more reviews coming up. I'm about to do a Focus ST over here, and I'm really excited to do that on some of the twisty roads. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Michael. My name's Thomas. Signing off for Give Shoot, guys. See you guys soon.